YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Rome 2, and thank goodness it's Total War Rome 2. I've just spent a couple of hours playing the Battlefront beta, and I'm trying to wash it out of my mind. Personally, some of you aren't going to like me for this, I don't know. I hated it. I thought it was awful. I mean, I've played Star Wars Battlefront, and I knew this game was going to be different. I knew it wasn't just going to be like Battlefront 3 or a remake of Battlefront 2. I get that. I didn't come in expecting that, but I was open-minded, hoping that it would be fun, and you all saw that from the comments. Maybe it is fun for some of you all. I've never played Battlefield or Call of Duty. If that's what those games are like, because people tell me that it's made by the same people as Battlefield. Again, I've never played that, I don't know, but it just sucks. I'll make a video about it, but I was so mad I had to get off of it tonight. Like, the spawns were crap, the aiming seemed like it was crap. Like, again, I'm used to shooters, so it's not like I've never played a shooter before. Golly, I just hated it. The maps were weird, I was getting stuck on crap all the time, like, I don't know, it was just weird. Anyway, I'm going to quit complaining about Battlefront. Personally, though, I would say don't waste your time at this point, not even with the beta, even though it's free. But, I mean, if you all think I'm wrong, tell me why you think I'm wrong, and as always, I'm never going to ban you. Get that nonsense out of my mind. I wanted to play this same guy that I played last time. He was the one that was playing the Use It, Lose It tournament, and I wanted to bring just an absolutely crazy Armenian build, and that's what I've done. He's brought Galatia, so I have 4 armored horse archers, 2 mercenary Cappadocian cav, 4 Persian cavalry, 1 royal cataphract, and then I've got 4 eastern slingers up front and a main line of hillmen. Yes, hillmen, just because they're cheap. So really, this is a skirmish army that would probably be better in Total War Attila than it is in Total War Rome 2, but hey, I wanted to give it a shot anyway. The Galatians have some interesting options. They have Levy Freeman, which is going to be good. We'll take a look at the Galatian army. Galatian legionaries are great, but they would obviously beast apart any axemen that I bring, so that's why I didn't bring any of the good axemen like Cartley axemen or just the normal axemen, because they're obviously going to get crushed by Galatian legionaries, so there's no point. And that's why I decided to bring the crazy army. I'm not sure it'll make me do any better, but we'll see. He's got 2 noble horse, 2 mercenary Cappadocians, so he's got a very strong cavalry contingent, and it's being supported with Levy Freeman and also Galatian raiders, 1 on each flank. So 4 Galatian legionaries, 2 Galatian noblemen. So he's got a pretty strong infantry corps. I need to skirmish and kite and get charges and then save my horse archer ammo for late game, preferably. And that's going to be the ticket for me to win this game, if I win it. And then for the Galatian player, the goal is going to be to just rush, and try and make me make mistakes. That's really what you want to do. And the Levy Freemen actually are a pretty high threat to my army, so I don't really like spending ammo on them, but part of me doesn't really mind. And I could, smash these guys on a charge with armored horse archers, but you'd eat the javelins from the front, and there's horses nearby to support, so it's not worth it. I'm going to be trying to take some pot shots at some of the different infantry units, Galatian legionaries and the Galatian noblemen. Just want to pick at the enemy general. If I can kill him, it will help my chances of winning. The Galatian legionaries are not disciplined. Over here, I've gone ahead and thrown in a hillman against the Levy Freeman. They will actually win that fight. And getting rid of Levy Freeman is actually very good for me, so that these guys can't throw their cheap precursor javelins at my expensive shock cavalry. So getting rid of as many of these guys as I can is worth it. If I were him, I would have supported here and tried to help get rid of the hillmen before I lost all my Levy Freemen. Again, I'm just going to keep pulling back in the center. Now, the problem with this type of strategy for me is that micromanagement is not my strong suit. I'm always better off to just try and bring a build that suits my strengths, and this build does not suit my strength. So I'm going to struggle in order to micromanage. You can already see it happening here in the center. I've left a Persian cav here. My slingers are needing to move back. Galatian noblemen are taking some pretty severe damage, though, so I've done alright there. But, I need to be pulling back all my forces in a more organized fashion. I'm going to end up just charging here just to stop his Galatian noblemen so I can get my other units out. So I'm going to have to throw away that hillman, which is going to get instantly destroyed. But it does allow me to get a few more shots and then javelin his Galatian noblemen in the back with more hillmen. So it's not a bad thing in the end, I guess. It stops his infantry long enough for me to retreat. So far, I haven't made any big mistakes on the edge. This hillman killed off the Levy Freeman and is going to get destroyed by Galatian legionaries at this point. So I continue to target his general. I want to take his general out early, and here he actually expends some javelins on my Levy Freeman, which is great for me because that means I won't be in my cavalry later. And now I need to kind of focus on getting rid of some of these Levy Freemen here. And if I can do that, we'll be in decent shape. He's just continuing to charge forward. I should have been ready for a good charge with the Persian cavalry, but again I was microing elsewhere and just totally botch it here and lose Persian cavalry for nothing. The enemy general, though, is dead, so that's going to hurt the morale of the Galatians, but I mean there's still a lot of Galatians on the field. There's lots of cavalry, which is going to be tricky to take out as long as it stays close to the Levy Freeman, so very smart for the Galatian player to always keep his cavalry close to those support units, otherwise I would be able to destroy them. Going to be getting some charges back and forth in this Galatian legionary, going to do quite a bit of damage to it, and I should be able to get away. A few javelins thrown in, but they don't really catch my Royal Cataphract. And I'm just kind of cycle charging back and forth here with the Mercenary Cappadocian and the Royal Cataphracts. I end up doing quite a bit of damage. I need to get away from this fight, though. But again, microing all over the field right now is causing me not to be good any one place. We are killing quite a few noble horse here, though, with my armored horse archers, or I'm weakening them to be killed. I'm going to have to get away from the Galatian cavalry here. I should have just kept pulling away, but instead I got caught on these Galatian raiders, and now I'm going to get caught by enemy mercenary Cappadocians, which is just bad. And I'm going to have to throw this Persian cavalry in here to get a quick charge. I'm going to destroy the Galatian raiders there, which is great. But I'm going to have to get out of here because there's Levy Freeman coming, and now these Cappadocian cav are dead. If I retreat, they die. If I leave them in, they die. It's just a lose-lose situation at this point. I get a good charge on his, well, I was supposed to have gotten a good charge on his mercenary Cappadocians, but I did not. I'm targeting them with slingers, and it looks like I'm going to run a charge here, which this isn't the best charge. It's going to be headlong into Galatian Legionnaires. They aren't braced, so I'm going to get a decent number of kills there. But I don't know what I'm doing with this unit here again, so my micro's all over the place. I'm killing a decent number of Galatians, but you can't misuse your cavalry like this whenever you're dependent on it. So getting engaged here, for instance, where there was support nearby was just stupid. I should have charged and then gotten out after I got the charge. So you got to be a little bit smarter with your engagements than I'm being here. And then, like the Galatian nobleman, he just lets it swing forward into my cavalry. I have to countercharge here because, again, my micro was off. I'm going to get hit by a volley, so this Persian cavalry here is basically dead. We're going to go ahead and get a charge here and hopefully take this Galatian nobleman off the field. Over here, I've killed the mercenary Cappadocian cab, which is good, but there's a noble horse in here, so I'm going to try and bring up these horse archers to get shots into the back of all these units. I think I'm on heavy shot. I am, so I'm trying to cause as much damage with the arrows I have, and again, just kind of swing in behind here to try and cause as much damage as I can. I need to swing my Royal Cataphracts out and away from all these spear units. I was kind of hoping to maybe come in here from behind and put a crushing blow down on this. And I should already be in here with my Royal Cataphracts. This is a huge miss micro. I'm going to be able to stop these noble horse, though probably not able to defeat them, so I'm going to get a charge with the Persian cav, and I need to turn around and start shooting them with the slingers right away. And rather than pulling out here, I should have slammed into the back of this formation with the Royal Cataphracts on trample. So big miss micro for me there. Heavy shot, though. I am ripping up a lot of Galatian legionaries. I'm not going to have a ton of ammo left here soon, though, so here I do try and fix these guys with one. But now that he's kind of caught wind of it, he's got his mercenary Cappadocians chasing my Royal Cataphracts, and I'm going to have to continue to pull away from them to get away from this infantry support. So, again, this was a botched situation here by me, and I shouldn't have let it happen. And now his cavalry over here is free, and I can't protect my slingers properly. I managed to kill quite a few of these noble horse, but not enough. And so now my slingers are getting chased off by infantry and cavalry, and really I don't have a way to win this for all intents and purposes because there's too much enemy cav left at this point. If I had taken out more of his cav, I'd probably have a decent chance here, but since I haven't, he's got enough infantry and cavalry that I'm not going to be able to cycle charge him to death, and that's going to be a problem, because that's really what I was needing to rely on in late game. Probably could have just charged this Galatian legionary from behind with these armored horse archers rather than wasting more ammo. And then if the Galatian nobleman tried to join, I could have hit it with my Royal Cataphract. I mean, so definitely a lot of mistakes in here for me, but like I said, I was trying to challenge myself with this army a little bit, since it's not the type of army I normally like to bring. I wanted to bring something more challenging, and then look, nice use of trample right there, huh? Where my guys got slowed down, didn't get a charge, and then just start getting cut down by Levy Freeman, so that was brilliant. if by brilliant I mean stupid. I do manage to rout those 2 units just because they were so damaged. But I mean, this is just a blunder of a mistake here for me, and I should have turned around while Trample was still active and just hit these guys here. But I didn't do that either. So yeah, if you're gonna bring an army like this, you just need to be aware of what it is you have to do to win. And what I'm doing right here is not what you should do to win. I do manage to get second win finally, I think, to get my guys back to fresh. Yeah, I'm in trouble now. I can't get my guys away from these Galatian noblemen. There's Galatian legionaries coming in. There's javelins being tossed. There's a noble horse over here that's still got 30 men. And there's even more Galatians back here. So it wouldn't hurt me to go ahead and start putting some rear charges in here. That's what I should go ahead and do, is try and single out these units that have come over here for this engagement. But smartly he turns around to fend off my horse archers. That's exactly what he should do, because charging them in the back I would have caused quite a bit of damage. The armored horse archers are a little heavier, but again, even a small unit of noble horse like this is going to be a huge problem for my armored horse archers. And my general is sitting here in combat for too long without support. He needs rear charges to come in here and help, but it probably won't be enough to break these Galatian noblemen since they're not losing the combat. If they were losing the combat, the rear charge would probably be enough to break them, but they are not losing the combat. And since my armored horse archers are not, like, you know, super heavy or anything, they're going to survive the rear charges, and it's just going to leave me in bad shape. So this is the last stand of Armenia. Again, got a decent number of kills on the enemy here. With some better micromanagement, probably could have pulled this off. But again, I took the army knowing it wasn't my strong suit. This is more of a challenge build for myself to see if I can do the hit and run tactics that can make the Easterners strong. And clearly I'm not quite ready for that, but I tried. So hopefully you all enjoyed seeing me take a stab at it here, but my opponent outplayed me here for sure. Managed to keep doing what he needed to do, which was just rush. So again, his strategy here is simpler. He can afford mistakes, whereas I can't. But again, that's part of the fun, part of the challenge. So I thought he did well. I enjoyed both the games I played with him, even though I wasn't able to pull out a victory here in either one. I like the use it, lose it rules. I find that they're fun and make the game a little more balanced between factions. I enjoy it. Gonna get a charge here with the armored horse archers again, and then I was gonna try and hit these guys from behind at the same time, but I see that they're not wanting to rout. In fact, their morale wasn't even getting yellow, so I just had to pull out of the Galatian nobleman. I thought he had used cavalry counter tactics, but it was actually just shield wall. I don't think these guys have cavalry counter tactics, which is obscene. They should. Pretty expensive spearmen to not have cavalry counter tactics. And here in a second, I just go ahead and YOLO charge the Galatian player because I'm out of ammo. If I had more ammo, I would have kept trying to shoot, but yeah, I'm out of ammo. It's another good reason why you try and win the cavalry fight earlier on, and I had plenty of ammo left with my Eastern Slingers, but I let them get killed by cavalry by being too impatient with the rest of my cavalry. So it ended up costing me the battle. You can see me just going ahead and charge these guys in. Just going to YOLO into the front of the Galatian legionaries, so whenever you know you've lost, we'll do the sportsman-like thing here and just come in and give a last stand, and let the enemy carry their victory that they've earned here, and let my guys go down fighting for their dignity, which they will not go home with. Hope you all enjoy the Rome 2 battles. I enjoy them. Gonna keep them rolling to you. Just something that I always find fun. Here comes another rear charge from some more armored horse archers. These guys are not all that good in melee. Noble horse archers are decentish in melee. They don't have spears, so they're not going to be good against other cavalry, but they're heavy, and they have a pretty solid melee attack, so they can be a little more dangerous in late game, but they're also considerably more expensive, and they're a little slower too. So that was going to be a costly enemy victory there. So you can see that I got about 1,000 kills, but he had 1,500 men on the field. I actually deployed more men than he did. But I did not get a very cost-effective exchange with anything except for my armored horse archers. They got quite a few kills, and they were probably worth it. The slingers killed the enemy general, which was nice, but they didn't get a whole lot else done for me, which was kind of a problem. And my biggest misuse in my mind is these Persian cavalry. Totally could have and should have done better there. I had started to get a few kills with my Royal Cataphracts, but then I just ended up doing worse with them in the end. Against this much shot cavalry, I shouldn't have allowed his swords to get this many kills, and obviously the Levy Freemen are tricky. You've got to get them off the field, but you hate to spend ammo on them. I mean, it might have been a good target for my slingers, maybe to try and take out Levy Freeman since they have a lot of ammo, and then my cavalry could have kept the swordsmen and other stuff in check. The spears, you know, best way to deal with them is to hold on to your horse archers till late game and shoot them with heavy shot. But anyway, good game to my opponent. HeirofCarthage signing off for now. I'll see you all back on more Total War soon.